Hi, everybody, and welcome to Smart Money with Emmy Hernandez. I'm your host, Emmy Hernandez. No matter your age, it's never too late or too early to start thinking about making your money work for you. But where to start? That's why I'm here. I'm excited to lay out some key steps to help you save, grow, and invest your money in the smartest way possible. Today's topic, retirement expenses. Do you know what you will spend during retirement? Coming up right here on Smart Money with Emmy Hernandez today, a special guest, Drue Lawlor. Unlike golf, there's no mulligans in retirement planning. When you retire, you cannot come back and recalculate your expenses. You have to be prepared. So that's why today we're going to talk about how to plan for that. And I have Drue Lawlor here. Hi, Drue.
Hi, Emmy.
Thank you for coming and being here with us today.
Thanks for inviting me.
Okay. Well, we're going to talk about, how American today, before their retirement, they're not really prepared. They don't think of what they are going to spend during retirement. Or maybe they think about it, but there's so many things that people are commonly overlook. Okay, so I know that you work with you are coaching and you work with a lot of people in business. So you probably come across these conversations like, oh yeah, I want to retire here and when. What do they normally think about when they talk about retirement?
They don't.
That's a thing, okay.
That's part of the problem. I work with some interior designers and we try to get them to think about their business. If they own their own business, are they prepared to sell it? And most of them just figure they're going to lock the door and walk away. And yet that's an investment that they had in that business.
Right.
And then with aging, I also was an interior designer. And so working with people as they age, they don't think about their home and will it work for them throughout retirement. And as their health may change or their needs may change, will the house work for them?
Sure. I think that, because I work with a lot of clients who retire already, I found that during my practice, I found like the 6 areas that are most common overlooked by people that going toward retirement. Okay. And we always try to, when we do a retirement planning, we always sit down and try to bring this topic up at least for about five years prior to their retirement time frame. Okay, and number one most common mistake or common overlook is actually the healthcare cost.
Oh, yeah, that's huge, I'm sure.
Yeah, because people don't think that, maybe they think that, okay, when I retire, I will have Medicare. But when you retire, you mostly be on your own. With Medicare alone might not cover everything.
And you probably have more health needs, and that can happen when you're older.
Right.
And that's the thing people don't think about because they think 5 years out. So if I'm fine now, I'm going to be fine forever. True. They don't think about just even tripping on the steps on their way up to their house or twisting their ankle or breaking a leg or something more serious. So they don't think about that healthcare. That's true.
Yeah, and the healthcare cost could have to be one bucket, in their financial planning to have money available. If you do not have health insurance, for example, that supplement to the regular Medicare, okay, you may have to plan. I mean, a couple today, 65 years old, for their life expectancy could well be spending, statistics show like over $265,000 in healthcare costs. That's a lot of money. Yeah.
Well, and it can be more if they end up having to go into assisted living, even independent if it's a continuing retirement care community.
Sure.
And that can be, up to $20,000 a month or more.
Right. And then another thing that brings to another topic too, when you're talking about having to move into facility somewhere. The second thing most commonly overlooked is the cost of housing during retirement. Because a lot of time people think, well, I'm retired and the house is paid for, right? So I'm just going to stay here forever. I don't have to move anymore. I don't have no mortgage payment. But you know what? Not just the mortgage payment, you still have to do the maintenance of your house, right? You still have to pay the property tax. So that's still expenses that you have to put into the budget. How would you, plan for all those expenses that are coming up right away, right?
Well, it is important because otherwise you're going to have less money so you don't have money to enjoy life.
Right. And you mentioned like if you have to move, or well, let's say you have a health issues, you have a health issue, you have to go to hospital. Now you're gonna come back home. You may have to make some arrangement. You have to make changing some of your housing, right? As an interior designer, can you talk a little bit more about that? How much it costs to do that?
One of the big things is getting into your house, in and out. So if there's stairs, if you can plan ahead to have a stepless entry somewhere in your house where you can landscape the pathway up to your house to eliminate those stairs. Probably, so that's important because you've got to be able to get into the house. Once you're in the house, the most important room is the bathroom. And because for older homes, the bathroom's not wide enough. So if you end up with a walker or a wheelchair, even if it's only temporary, you can't get in and out of the bathroom. And so I know a lot of people, and that meant that they could not come back home once they ended up in the hospital.
Wow. Okay. So if they can come back home and have to go in the facility, that's another topic that we're going to talk about later. But in order to just aging period, and you have to kind of make some amendment or changing to your house or living situation, that's quite a bit, right? I mean, the budget that you have to put in construction and things like that. And if you think about moving, what about that? I mean, if you think not, I don't know. A lot of my clients even thinking about moving out of state. No, not here. Maybe go closer to their family member and other state, or even here, but downsizing from your current position to a smaller home. But that still entail a lot of expenses.
There's still expenses. I mean, I'm thinking about that as far as leaving the state to make my money go further. But then I've got to think too about the cost to get to that place. So I have to think about the moving costs as well as the new home and all of those kinds of things.
See, so that's a lot of things. That's why I'm saying it's these little nuances that you never thought about.
You need someone like you to really guide them through, to get people to think about those things ahead of time until it's too late. Not until it's too late.
Yeah, that's why a lot of times this topic should come up at least 5 years before retirement.
Or
to kind of
longer.
looking at a longer. Well, a lot of time people don't think beyond 5 years, right?
No, that's the problem.
We were talking about that earlier. Yeah, and then the next item that a lot of people also overlook, it's about their spending habit. Their when they retire, they tend to have much more free time. So they tend to pick up a lot of other things to do, and that costs money too. So hold that thought. We are going to come back and touch upon all these new hobbies